Imagine a place where farmland turns into suburbs overnight, where rents skyrocket before you can even unpack, and where entire skylines rise out of thin air. Across America, hidden towns and overlooked cities are morphing into tomorrow's boomtowns. Fast, furious, and unstoppable. These aren't just communities. They're ground zero for population explosions, billion-dollar developments, and housing markets that feel like rocket ships. Miss the wave, and you'll be locked out forever. From desert outposts to coastal revivals and Midwest powerhouses, here are the 10 future boomtowns in the US you need to know before it's too late. Number 10. Goodyear, Arizona. Goodyear, Arizona was once nothing but cotton fields and desert scrubland. But in 2025, it has transformed into one of the fastest growing boomtowns in America. Just 20 miles west of Phoenix, this suburb has doubled its population in less than 20 years, now pushing past 110,000 residents. What makes it shocking is not just the growth, but how quickly farmland is being devoured by master-planned communities, shopping centers, and industrial parks. A decade ago, homes here sold for around $180,000. Today, the median price has surged to nearly $420,000, with bidding wars common even in a supposedly cooling housing market. The aerospace and defense sector has been a rocket engine for local jobs. Companies like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and a massive new Amazon distribution hub have brought thousands of positions. The job growth rate has outpaced the national average by more than 30%, drawing in transplants from California, Nevada, and Texas. But here's the kicker. As these families pour in, the city can't build homes fast enough. New construction permits are up over 150% since 2020, yet inventory remains dangerously low. Builders are slapping $20,000 to $50,000 premiums on lots, and HOAs pile on monthly fees of $150 to $300 just to maintain those shiny new subdivisions. What shocks newcomers the most are the hidden costs. Property taxes, once negligible, now average nearly $3,000 a year per household, while water bills in the desert climate can easily top $250 a month during the summer. Insurance premiums have also spiked because of rising heat damage claims, pushing average annual costs toward $2,500. Despite this, Goodyear remains a magnet. For buyers priced out of Phoenix's core, Goodyear feels like the last affordable option, though affordability is fading by the month. This is no sleepy suburb anymore. It's a high-stakes game of growth, and those who don't buy soon may find the doors slammed shut. Number 9. Worcester, Massachusetts. Worcester, once dismissed as Boston's industrial shadow, has become the ultimate comeback story in New England. In 2025, its population is soaring past 210,000 residents, making it the second largest city in Massachusetts. The housing market here is on fire. A decade ago, the median home sold for around $190,000. Today, it's climbing above $410,000, and in some neighborhoods, bidding wars push prices over $500,000 for simple 3-bedroom colonials. Rents are no bargain either, averaging $2,200 a month, up nearly 40% since 2020. The city's boom is powered by education, healthcare, and biotech. With powerhouse institutions like UMass Medical School and Worcester Polytechnic Institute, the job base is exploding. Over 30,000 students flood into Worcester every year, creating non-stop demand for rentals and driving small investors into the market. Unemployment hovers around just 3%, far below the national average. Developers have taken notice. More than $1.6 billion in downtown redevelopment projects are underway, from sleek high-rise apartments to luxury retail spaces. But the shocking part is affordability. Property taxes average nearly $4,200 per household annually, and Massachusetts homeowners face some of the highest utility costs in America, with winter heating bills topping $400 a month. Worcester may be cheaper than Boston, where homes easily exceed $800,000, but that gap is closing fast. Longtime residents are already being priced out as investors snatch up multifamily homes and flip them for record profits. Worcester isn't just an affordable alternative anymore, it's becoming a pressure cooker of growth. With commuter rail access to Boston, a revived downtown, and an influx of biotech jobs, the city is shedding its underdog label. But here's the warning. If you're not already here, you might be too late. Worcester is on track to explode into one of America's most expensive mid-sized cities. Number 8. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Grand Rapids has gone from a sleepy Midwest manufacturing hub to one of America's fastest rising boomtowns, and the numbers are staggering. In 2010, the metro population was just under 1 million. By 2025, it's racing toward 1.2 million, and growth isn't slowing. Median home prices have nearly doubled in the past decade, from around $150,000 in 2015 to $290,000 to $310,000 today. What's shocking is that this is still considered affordable compared to Chicago, just 3 hours away, where median prices soar over $400,000. The job engine here is diversified: healthcare, furniture manufacturing, and a booming craft beer industry that's earned the city the nickname Beer City, USA. Unemployment is hovering around 3.5%, and wages have crept up, though not nearly as fast as housing. The average household income sits near $68,000, but with rents topping $1,600 a month and property taxes averaging $3,200 annually, middle-class families are beginning to feel the squeeze. Investors are circling like sharks. Downtown Grand Rapids has seen nearly $3 billion in new construction since 2010, including luxury condos priced between $500,000 to $700,000. Demand from millennials and retirees alike has made inventory scarce. Listings sit for an average of just 17 days before going under contract. Builders can't keep up, with construction costs spiking nearly 20% over the last 3 years. But here's the twist. Despite rising costs, Grand Rapids is still attracting out-of-state buyers fleeing Detroit's instability and Chicago's sky-high taxes. For them, this market looks like a steal. Yet locals warn affordability is vanishing. Wages aren't keeping pace with housing inflation, and some predict a brewing affordability crisis. For now, though, Grand Rapids is a booming Midwest magnet, quietly transforming into one of America's most competitive housing markets. Number 7. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Sioux Falls may not be the first place you picture when you think of America's next boomtown, but the numbers tell a shocking story. With just 165,000 residents in 2000, the city has ballooned to over 215,000 in 2025, a growth rate of nearly 30% in 2 decades. And here's the kicker: it's not slowing down. The median home price, once a modest $150,000, has blasted past $310,000. That's more than a 100% increase in less than 15 years, driven by demand from newcomers pouring in from states with higher taxes. Why? South Dakota has no state income tax, making Sioux Falls a magnet for businesses and retirees. Property taxes average around $3,000 a year, far below the national average, making ownership attractive even as prices climb. Job growth is equally jaw-dropping. The city has become a financial hub, with major players like Wells Fargo and Citibank anchoring thousands of white-collar jobs. Unemployment sits under 2.5%, one of the lowest rates in the nation. Healthcare is another engine, with Sanford Health employing over 10,000 workers alone. These jobs keep pulling in families from Minnesota, Iowa, and beyond. But the cheap Midwest reputation is fading. Rents have surged past $1,500 a month, and insurance premiums, once negligible, are climbing as storm-related claims rise. Builders can't keep up, with housing permits jumping 40% since 2020, yet buyers still face bidding wars. Grocery and utility costs have also spiked nearly 15% since 2022, cutting into the very affordability that attracted newcomers. Sioux Falls is no longer a hidden gem, it's a boomtown under pressure. For those chasing low taxes and jobs, it's a paradise. But for locals, the transformation is bittersweet as affordability slips further away with every passing year. Number 6. Providence, Rhode Island. Providence, once written off as a gritty post-industrial relic, is now roaring back with a vengeance. The city's population has climbed past 190,000 in 2025, up nearly 10% in just over a decade. The median home price, which hovered around $220,000 in 2010, has now rocketed to nearly $420,000, with some neighborhoods near Brown University and the revitalized waterfront pushing $600,000. Renters aren't escaping either, as average monthly rents now exceed $2,200, up more than 35% since 2020. What's fueling this explosion? Education, healthcare, and a surge in startups. Providence is home to Brown University and Rhode Island School of Design, institutions that not only bring in 10,000 plus students annually, but also spin off new businesses and attract high-paying jobs. The city has leaned heavily into biotech and design industries, creating thousands of positions with salaries topping $90,000, far above the state average. Downtown redevelopment projects worth more than $1.5 billion have reshaped abandoned mills into luxury lofts and tech hubs. But the shocking twist is affordability, or rather, the lack of it. Property taxes average around $4,500 a year, while Rhode Island's notoriously high utility costs leave residents with monthly energy bills that can exceed $350 during harsh winters. Insurance premiums, particularly flood coverage near the bay, are pushing over $2,800 annually, squeezing middle-class homeowners. Providence, once a bargain compared to Boston's insane $800,000 plus housing prices, is quickly closing that gap. Investors and out-of-staters are flooding the market, leaving longtime residents priced out of their own neighborhoods. The cultural vibrancy and waterfront renaissance are undeniable, but Providence's revival is also its greatest threat, turning the city into one of America's most expensive mid-sized boomtowns. Number 5. Salt Lake City, Utah. Salt Lake City is no longer just about mountains and Mormon history. It's a booming urban powerhouse rewriting America's growth story. In 2000, the metro area held just over 1.6 million residents. By 2025, it surged past 2.8 million, making it one of the fastest growing metros in the entire nation. Housing tells the shocking tale. The median home, which cost just $220,000 in 2010, now commands nearly $570,000, with new construction often pushing into the $700,000 plus range. Rents, once cheap, now average $2,100 a month, rising almost 50% in the last 5 years. The driving force? Jobs and migration. Tech companies like Adobe, Oracle, and countless startups have dubbed the Wasatch Front the Silicon Slopes, pumping in tens of thousands of jobs. Utah's unemployment rate is below 3%, and wages have risen, but not nearly fast enough to keep pace with skyrocketing housing. The average household income sits around $88,000, yet buyers are stretching to afford homes that require six-figure salaries. Add in relentless in-migration from California, where families cash out million-dollar homes and scoop up Salt Lake properties with cash, and the squeeze becomes brutal. Inventory is practically non-existent. Listings last less than 2 weeks before vanishing, often after bidding wars push them $50,000 plus above asking price. But the hidden costs are mounting. Property taxes average $3,800 a year, while insurance premiums are climbing due to wildfire risks in surrounding canyons. Builders are racing to keep up, with housing permits up nearly 120% since 2020, yet affordability has collapsed. Salt Lake City has gone from underrated to overheated. For newcomers, it's a chance to ride the wave of growth. For locals, it feels like the American dream has been hijacked, one skyrocketing mortgage at a time. Number 4. Menifee, California. Menifee, tucked in Southern California's inland empire, has gone from dusty suburb to one of America's fastest rising boomtowns. In 2000, the city had barely 45,000 residents. By 2025, it's pushing past 110,000, with projections hinting at 150,000 within a decade. Housing prices tell the story. In 2010, the median home cost around $220,000. Today, nearly $540,000, with new builds in master-planned communities often crossing $650,000. For retirees and young families, that's a shocking leap in a city once touted as affordable California. The growth is fueled by location. Menifee sits along Interstate 215, a commuter lifeline to job hubs in Riverside, Orange County, and even Los Angeles. Developers have poured billions into sprawling subdivisions, shopping centers, and senior living communities. With retirees flocking in, 55-plus communities are booming, offering golf courses, clubhouses, and HOA fees of $250 to $400 monthly that add thousands annually to the true cost of living. Jobs have kept pace too. Retail, healthcare, and logistics dominate, with distribution centers employing thousands. But residents often rely on commuting, many driving 60-plus miles daily to coastal counties, where salaries are higher. The city's unemployment rate sits under 4%, but the wage-to-housing gap is staggering. Median household income is around $78,000, yet to comfortably afford the average home, families need closer to $120,000 annually. The hidden costs stack up fast. Property taxes average 1.1% of assessed value, meaning annual bills on a $550,000 home run nearly $6,000. Insurance premiums in wildfire-prone zones can soar past $3,500 annually, and utilities regularly top $400 a month in scorching summers. Menifee's transformation is stunning. What was once cheap desert land is now a high-stakes real estate arena. For families priced out of Orange County or San Diego, Menifee feels like the last stop. But with prices rising relentlessly, even this so-called refuge is quickly slipping out of reach. Number 3. Jersey City, New Jersey. Jersey City has exploded from New York City's cheaper alternative into a booming metro with a skyline that rivals Manhattan itself. In 2000, the population hovered near 240,000. By 2025, it's approaching 310,000, a staggering 30% growth in just 2 decades. Housing prices tell the shocking story. The median condo that once cost $280,000 now commands nearly $720,000, while luxury waterfront high-rises routinely sell for $1.2 to $2 million. Rents are just as brutal, averaging $3,500 a month, often higher for new developments near the PATH train. Billions are being poured into development along the Hudson waterfront. Since 2015, more than $10 billion in new residential and commercial projects have reshaped the skyline, attracting both Wall Street commuters and tech workers. The city's unemployment sits under 4% thanks to finance, healthcare, and a rising tech sector. But wages can't keep pace. The average household income is about $92,000, yet owning even a modest condo requires 6 figures plus a hefty down payment. The hidden costs are jaw-dropping. Property taxes average $9,000 to $12,000 annually, while HOA fees in luxury towers often run $800 to $1,200 per month, essentially another mortgage. Car insurance premiums are among the highest in the country, topping $2,600 annually, while parking can cost residents $250 to $400 a month. Jersey City is no longer the affordable cousin of Manhattan. It's a full-blown boomtown, pricing out its own residents. With developers still racing to add thousands of units, the skyline may keep rising, but affordability is falling like a rock. For buyers, it's now or never, because Jersey City is fast becoming one of America's most expensive urban markets. Number 2. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Milwaukee, once branded as a struggling Rust Belt city, is now one of the Midwest's most shocking turnarounds. The population has held steady around 570,000, but the metro area has ballooned to nearly 1.6 million in 2025, driven by Chicagoans fleeing sky-high costs just 90 minutes south. The median home price, which was $140,000 in 2010, has surged to nearly $310,000, while lakefront neighborhoods push homes past $500,000. Rents are climbing too, averaging $1,700 a month, up nearly 35% in just 5 years. What's driving this? Jobs and redevelopment. Downtown has seen more than $5 billion in revitalization projects since 2010, from the Deer District around Fiserv Forum to new riverfront condos and office towers. Milwaukee's unemployment is hovering near 3.5%, powered by healthcare giants, brewing companies, and manufacturing. Household incomes average $72,000, but affordability is shrinking fast. To comfortably buy the average home, residents now need closer to $95,000 annually. The shocking costs are piling up. Property taxes are among the highest in the country, averaging nearly 2% of assessed value, which means annual bills on a $300,000 home top $6,000. Add in insurance premiums of $2,000 plus, thanks to rising flood risks along Lake Michigan, and the cheap Milwaukee reputation vanishes. Investors are flooding in, scooping up multifamily homes and converting them into rentals. Longtime locals complain that gentrification is pushing them out, particularly in historically working-class neighborhoods. Milwaukee, once overlooked, is now a boom town under pressure, growing fast but leaving affordability in the dust. Number 1. Princeton, Texas. Princeton, Texas, just 40 miles northeast of Dallas, is the definition of a modern boomtown. In 2000, this small town had barely 3,500 residents. By 2025, it's exploding past 30,000, an almost 800% population surge in 25 years. Housing prices reveal the frenzy. In 2010, a home here cost just $120,000. Today, the median has jumped to nearly $370,000, with new builds in master plan communities regularly listed at $450,000 to $500,000. Developers are swarming. Princeton is ringed by sprawling subdivisions, each with amenities like pools, trails, and playgrounds. But those perks come with HOA fees of $60 to $120 monthly, adding $1,000 plus annually to ownership costs. Inventory can't keep up. Homes sell within 20 days on average, often with multiple offers. Rents are also surging, with average monthly rates above $2,000, a shocking figure for what was once a rural outpost. The city's job engine isn't local. It's the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro. Tens of thousands of commuters flood highways daily, drawn by jobs in tech, finance, and logistics. The average household income is about $85,000. But to comfortably afford Princeton's rising housing costs, families increasingly need six-figure salaries. Property taxes in Collin County are brutal, averaging 2% of assessed value, meaning a $400,000 home racks up an $8,000 annual bill. Insurance premiums are climbing too, with storm damage pushing costs over $2,500 annually. What's shocking is how fast Princeton is shifting from farmland to suburbia. Fields that once grew corn are now dotted with rooftops as far as the eye can see. For families priced out of Dallas and Plano, Princeton feels like the last affordable option. But with growth, this explosive affordability won't last much longer, making Princeton the ultimate boomtown on borrowed time.